Hello, grade 10 artists. This is Ms. Cameron coming to you from Learning at Home. Hopefully you've looked at the slides, and we are going to try to take you through a dynamic pose drawing and then move it into a mannequin style simplified shapes of the body, and take those simplified shapes and turn them into a drawing over here. So I'm going to walk you through my first steps of how I'm going to do this assignment, and hopefully this will help you as you attempt it at home. So the first step that I'm going to do is I have printed off a larger version of the dynamic pose that I want to draw. My first step then is actually to take my pencil and go over some of the shapes to try to think about how are those shapes sitting on my paper. So my first step is going to be to actually, on my piece of paper, just draw out the head. So I'm just going to really lightly sketch out the head. My next step is to think about what angle I'm looking at this person. And right here, I'm seeing the top of her shoulders. So I want to take that shape, and I want to pull that shape also right into my drawing. Okay, and you can see that I'm drawing fairly lightly to start out with. My next step then is to find this part here and turn it into kind of a mannequin style movement. And my goal right now is just to get the basic size and shape, so really loose. The other thing, if you watch the video about how to do some measurements, you can see I can take my measuring tool with my pencil and measure there and see if I'm approximately the same with the crossed. The other thing you can do is check the angle. So this angle, if I check it here, then I pull my pencil straight across, I know that I actually should be angling this a little bit more to get that curve on her shoulders. Okay, so coming down, I'm going to pull that in. I'm going to pull in the rest of her body here. So I'm going to pull in that torso area. My next step is then to look at her arms. So I have the socket right here, so I'm going to create that piece here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to think about my shapes. I want to create a cylinder. Have her elbow, and then I want to kind of continue to create a cylinder, and then think about this hand shape right there. It's fairly blurry, but it's just a bit of a kind of a circle with a little bit of a thumb, and then I'm going to keep going. So I'm not doing any detail too much right now, just getting the basic shape. So I'm going to come back over here, find where that shoulder joint is, and then do another kind of cylinder that's coming out. If I need to figure out my angle, I can hold my pencil, pull that angle right over, and I know that that's the direction that my lines need to go. Finding the elbow and creating one cylinder for the upper arm, and then the next cylinder for that second part of the arm. I'm going to stop there because I don't have her foot to match up the hand yet, so I'm going to come down. I'm going to kind of create that underwear that they talked about on the video that you watched. So kind of think about where kind of the underwear shape would be sitting. We're definitely seeing more of an underwear shape on this side where that open leg is, so maybe that's where I need to be starting. And then pulling the underwear across like that. So I need to start then here with my cylinder shape. Okay. Want to think about the fact that when I hit the knee, I want to have two head lengths as my length of wherever that knee is going to start to come for this person. Okay. So I can do a quick measurement if I want to figure out head length. 1, 2, not bad. Again, this is just general to get started. So I'm going to then come and start pulling in the rest of the leg. Trying to pull in the concept of your cylinders. And then I'm going to find here there's another kind of rounded cylinder shape, kind of on a bit of an angle here. We do know that the ball of the foot would be back there, but this is sitting on the top. It's definitely on a bit of an angle. Okay, then we're going to come back up here and we're going to figure out kind of where this is located. So this cylinder shape is located in here. So you're kind of constantly coming back and measuring, seeing if you need to readjust things. Another cylinder that joins up. Where does the foot stop? So it starts, so kind of have the cylinder stopping here, the inside of the foot. And then the foot has a ball here and a long shape up here, so I'm going to make that ball here and then have a long shape come up here. Remembering that the hand is the size of your face and your foot is the size of your face without your toes. So you can see here that the hand will be the length of the foot and it's cut off at the toes, so the toes are a little bit longer, and we should be able to go back and measure that to the length of the face. So those are some pieces that are just to remember. You can join those up and you can see how I've kind of readjusted pieces as they've come. Need to definitely use my eraser, so everything's still pretty rough. The last thing that I want to do is think about how the head is attached to the body, okay? So the head here isn't just kind of a floating piece, it's also three-dimensional. So at this angle, she has a little happy face on her, but if you were looking, you would likely see her chin. So we want to create kind of a section that allows her face and maybe the chin section to be seen. So we're going to come up and pull that through, and then we have a neck, but again that neck is a cylinder. So everything is three-dimensional in regards to that cylinder shape and all those shapes that we did a lot of practicing with when we were still in the classroom. If you were looking at this person and you were looking down on them, you might start with the top of their head and then allow their head to come back down this way, so that you're starting with the top of the head and then coming down, and then the neck comes off that. And then again, you could also potentially see the top of the shoulders. So it depends on how you're looking at your subject, depending on how you're seeing them, and then based on that, what shapes are being created as you're observing the angle of the person that you're looking at. All right, artists, I hope that is helpful. That would be a really rough starting sketch. I would then go over it, clean up my lines, figure out where my pieces are being added, double check to make sure that my proportions are accurate, and then I would take a photo of this, submit it, and I would do another one. Thanks, artists. Hope you're having a great day, and miss you guys. Bye.